Welcome, everyone, to our third episode of This Town of Ours. Thank you to Nerds the Dice again for letting us come here for all of these Mondays to be weird and creepy and monstrous. Um, as always, please check out the links in chat to connect with Nerds with Dice for merch and follow their YouTube and join Discord and just be connected. It's fun. It's cool. Before we go ahead and dive into tonight's episode, though, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves again. Let's go starting from my top, at least. Allegro, can you kick us off, please?
Hello, I'm Allegro. Uh, I use they, any pronouns, and I will be playing Jack, a resident plant person, carpenter, dead and breakfast owner.
And don't ask what's in the tea. Chanel Lees, can you go ahead and introduce yourself for us?
Hi, my name is Chanel Lees. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Max Morgan, accidental Gorgon, who also uses she, her pronouns.
And if she still did sculpture, all her sculptures would be on display. But unfortunately, she's a little traumatized and no longer dabbles in that form of arts. Although
Just a little bit.
she's getting back into it. I'm very proud of her. She's taking baby steps, and that's good. And Satine, can you take us home, please?
Hey, my name is Satine. Pronouns my name and none. I'll be playing. Why did I forget my character? Big Earl. Any and Earl. Any and Earl. Yes. Any and all pronouns. And I'm playing a skin changer. Nothing weird's happening. I'm not a cat right now.
When Big Earl is a cat, would that be literal Earl with big problems, or something's happening there? And we will also be joined later tonight, hopefully in a couple of minutes, by Rain, who uses they them pronouns and is playing Daff, who uses they she pronouns. And Daff is definitely not an alien possessing a body who's also possessed by a ghost. Don't worry about it. And as always, my name is Elliot. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing everybody else. Without further ado, last session on this town of ours, the group of monsters continued to investigate a series of murders that have struck this town of Crossroads. Specifically, the murder of three individuals who've all been found within the last couple of weeks with twisted limbs and this strange black liquid kind of dried around their mouths. And due to some reason, the police seem to be under the impression that the Dead and Breakfast, this haunted house slash bed and breakfast that you guys all work for and live at, is somehow connected to these murders. So you took it upon yourselves to start investigating and seeing if you could get any answers. This led Jack to visit their auntie store, and the other three of you to go talk to the local mortician. And while you were there, you successfully called upon one of the victim's souls to temporarily repossess her body and provide some information as to what had happened to her. And she was able to just say that it felt like multiple people were involved, and she was in some kind of dark room without windows. And she remembered a door on top of a flight of stairs, and a number of individuals in this dark room at one point, mostly wearing black robes, but one of them wearing a red robe, and some kind of podium with a book and chanting. Meanwhile, during that fun conversation that you guys were having with this spirit, Jack encountered a kind of older middle-aged or middle-aged ish man who's hanging up missing person posters. and Jack found out that a local reporter, Carla De Leon, had also gone missing recently. You guys reunited and shared this information amongst yourselves and went ahead and did some deep dives on the records for your dead and breakfast, including looking at credit card receipts, social media mentions, and like photos and such, and the guest book. And through that, you discovered a few people's names, especially someone named Rebecca Jones. Um, and then another person, or possibly another person, named K-pop Badger on TikTok. And importantly, in these TikToks, which seem to have been taken over a couple of different nights, in one of them, you could see Carla De Leon, the missing woman, in the background. So you guys prepared for the night of the 17th to have more patrons come, preparing to try to see what information you could get. And when the night came, it was pretty quiet. It seems that the news that the Dead and Breakfast is at least suspected to be involved with these murders has spread through Crossroads. And it's not looking good for the Dead and Breakfast right now. After this shockingly quiet night, you do emerge in the morning, waking or not sleeping to begin with, depending on your own personal, circadian rhythm and how you're doing with all of this information. Um, with the knowledge from last night, the one thing you did learn from your high school intern, who really he's just employed there part time. You just call him the intern because it's way funnier that way. But you found out from your high school employee that the person doing the TikToks, this K-pop Badger, is one of his classmates at the high school. So with this new information, you wake up on the 18th, and it's strange. It feels like any other day in October. It's nice and chilly out. If you breathe out, you can see the small fog cloud of your breath. The leaves are that perfect orange and yellow pattern. You can hear birds chirping out, flying as they try to get their breakfast. And despite everything that's happening, it's peaceful, at least for now. What would you guys like to do?
I think I'm not sure exactly what I know that on a cold morning, Max will start her day with a long hot shower that is probably longer and warmer than it should be. So that's where she is right now. I don't know if she's gonna move from there anytime soon, but that's what she's
I have a very important question for Max.
doing.
Does she listen to music in the shower?
Yeah. Well, she's usually one of like I'm assuming it's not that early in the morning. She's not usually the first to wake up. So she just kind of like assumes that, well, if I'm the last one, then I can start blasting music. It's fine. Because you do have to kind of blast music if you're gonna hear it in the shower. So it's loud, it's steamy, and it's hot. In the bathroom. Oh.
So everyone else you can hear to various degrees, depending on where in the house you are. Um, the music Max is playing, drifting down from the bathroom on that floor.
I think Big Earl is still in cat form, and I think because they thought that there was something going to be going on last night, was hanging around in the crowd outside, but as they started to suspect that nothing is really happening, they just went inside last night and just laid on any of the countertops in the morning time and would like sleeping there. Um, I is Usher there? Usher, Usher. I said Usher. Mm.
Asha.
Is Asha there? I was about to sing for a second. Is Usher up? Hmm. keep it to myself. Is Asha there?
If she's not there yet, she'll probably be there soon. She does tend to get there pretty early in order to get the kitchen ready.
Hmm.
Just because there's like prep work involved, obviously, in having any kind of kitchen set up.
Hmm. Because the girl doesn't have imposable thumbs. They want some tea, but they can't really, go up there and start the kettle and stuff. So they're just sitting there on the counter waiting for somebody to come.
Jack walking by.
Hey, Jack, Jack, get the saucer,
Again, the what now?
the saucer. Like, oh, pour me some in a cup.
Oh, okay. I got you. Hold on, and I'll go do that. And I guess also put the coffee on while we're at it. It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah, I think Big Earl is gonna say, "You think we're gonna see another dead body today?"
I would love not to.
Because nothing happened yesterday, and that was really. Mm, you think somebody's suspicious?
Well, I mean, there was all of that, whatever that was on Reddit. And and then our Badgers, local Badgers, post about not coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I think between those two things, I'm not surprised per se.
Yeah.
Um, I really don't want to go shake down a tabloid writer or a teenager.
I do. Not
Well,
the teenager, but the tabloid. Yes.
maybe we can start there then, because
So we're bringing out the knives.
you can keep the claws, maybe, but I don't know about. I will be
think
leaving the machete and the saw at home, probably. If that.
you don't have it in the pickup truck.
Okay, I'll be leaving them in the pickup truck, but like, you get what I mean.
Um, yeah, I think Big Earl is just like thinking about what is our next plan, because even if Jack said, oh, I hope we don't see another dead body, I feel like Big Earl's like, we may see another dead body, because this is kind of like the in between time, basing on how like the pattern is going. They maybe don't need to. I think I'm okay. I'm saying this out loud too. The pattern. Get the court board. The red. Yeah, the
Yeah,
pattern
so
makes
the red
sense.
guard just for
So
you
they
to bat
wouldn't come
around.
here right now again, because they may be performing whatever the robes are doing right now, performing it right now, and then whoever, they may come the next day, but we shouldn't really wait again, because if we wait again, maybe someone's gonna be taken again, and Big Girl just keep on going
Yeah.
over and
No,
over.
we don't. Yeah, no, I don't think any of us want to wait necessarily. Um, it's just a matter of what information we can actually get.
So
The
which
balance,
newspaper?
the what's it called?
What are we
Hot
doing
Iron
there?
Press.
Yeah,
Oh, we also have the other one too.
Crossroad Times, I think.
Crossroad
Mm-hmm.
Times is the one that Carla, we'll say, works at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried that any good grace I had yesterday morning is gone. Um, or else I would say maybe we could ask her coworkers if she mentioned anything. I mean, I don't want to assume things, but if she was a reporter, maybe she was figuring something out. I don't know what column she worked for. I guess we could look that up. Um,
Um, Elliot, question. We know we have the newspaper from like last time. not the Hot Press, but the Crossroads. I'm assuming that that's the big newspaper we were looking through before, right?
Yeah, they're like the local press, so
Can if they're local press and Carla worked there, were they the one reporting the murders?
they were one of the like primary sources about like the murders. Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
okay. Well, that
oh,
confirms
okay.
that concern. Oh boy. Yeah,
Max
Hmm.
that's
comes
mighty
down the
convenient
stairs.
for them.
Max comes down the stairs, and like before, like she hasn't seen anybody yet, but like she starts talking as she's coming down the stairs, and the first thing out of her mouth is, "Can cats drink tea?"
No clue. Drinking tea out of saucer.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Maxine.
Sits down, drinks some coffee, just like silently like injects herself into the conversation.
So my worry, like, is and also Jax is finding another dead body. So we have we can go to why do I keep forgetting the tabloid's name? The tabloid's office in which we could go, whatever that is. Or we could I know last time Jack suggested that maybe we can go somewhere where the community like hangs out, like maybe like whatever what would that look like, Elliot? Like our community kind of like place where everyone knows that they are, part of the community.
Yeah, yeah. So there is a um community like bar would be the best way to call it. It's called the Pit, and it is a bar kind of on the edge of town. And you guys would all know that there is like a magic on the pit that keeps people who are not part of the community or not already in the know about the community and like friendly to it away. It's not necessarily like you won't necessarily find like everyone there all the time. Obviously, it's still a bar, but that would be kind of a good place if you were like, "Hey, we're looking for someone" or anything like that.
Okay. So who wants to go shake down a tabloid? Earl. High, par up high.
Max is trying so hard to maintain the stony facial expression and not just collapse into.
Are you sitting next to Big Earl on the countertop?
Yeah, probably on one of
Hmm.
those little round diner stools, the tall ones.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking up a lot of space and just
Mhm.
like tapping my tail up and down. So, do we want to go there in the morning time, or where do we want to go next?
I don't know. Hmm. See, I'm down to go, but do we want to go to a bar in the morning? Who's gonna be there?
We may not like run into a lot of people.
Hmm.
Probably I feel like maybe shaking down the guy from Hot Iron Press, and then maybe seeing if there's anything we can follow up on there, and if not, maybe looking into what Carla had been up to before disappearing after work. Um, I'm a little worried that maybe I don't know, maybe she found something and then uh,
Got
they
taken.
decided it was extra. Yeah, got taken, and just have extra convenient that she
Hmm.
happened to also be at our place a couple nights beforehand.
So, someone must have been getting pretty close. Maybe. I'm just trying to think about the tabloid And was it dated? Like, was it like it was the day when the police officer came? Was that when the tabloid was released?
Yeah, so basically in like the very early like the early morning, that's when the officer visited you guys to talk. And then later that same day, Hot Iron Press published like their little like article and put it on Reddit and everything, and it started going like viral on the internet. I say viral. I say like it's more semi-viral for like your area.
It's viral because it's a very like small area. Like, oh, this is town. Like, this is local information. That sounds. Yeah, I think we need to go shake down the tabloid.
All right. Well, we'll try not to get arrested about it, I guess.
Jack, can you turn into anything else?
What do you mean by that?
Whew, I had to almost. So you can't get out of your body.
Technically, this is my body. I just looks
Mhm.
a little humaner most of the time. Probably don't think helping. I don't think turning into a giant tree or nothing would help.
In the middle of the office,
In the middle
maybe
of the
you'll block.
office.
Maybe you could destroy the computer.
Oh, well, that's a good point. Before we leave, I'm gonna put a bunch of seed packets in my tool belt. Don't worry about that.
Roger, understood.
I think I'm going to most likely switch back to my. I think I'm gonna bring another body just in case, another vessel. Maybe a rat or something. Maybe I could crawl in there.
Okay. So you're going as like your normal self, and then in your bag you have like an extra like form.
A quick change.
A quick change. Yeah, a quick change.
Yeah, quick change.
Okay.
Anything like, a little rat. Maybe I'll put the cat in there too, just in case for distraction.
Little cat and mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that's probably, yeah, like you can carry the two of those, and then after that you'd need like much bigger transportation device.
Yeah, I can't bring the bears the
The
bear
bear tar.
centaur.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Max goes and gets like a backpack and puts some like random statuettes in it just in case.
Yeah, and as you guys are, putting seed packets and statues and skin bodies into various bags and everything, you do realize that, strangely enough, Daff isn't down here. And if you go and knock on her, like, she does have like a door in a room. You just kind of hear like probably just silence, actually, honestly. You just don't hear anything. But Daff is a strange enigma. Um, and I don't
Can
know.
I at least use
yeah.
the necklace to tell that like they're actually there and not gone forever?
Daff is in there, and as far as you can tell, asleep.
Cool, great.
At least as asleep as they ever get.
Do you think Daff can teleport?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen them do that.
Hmm.
Why?
I feel
Why
like
do we
if
need
Daff
to
could
teleport?
teleport, Daff would have shown up like behind us in a really terrible way at some point. So it's probably not.
Yeah, because I wonder if teleportation is the same thing as possession.
Interesting.
In what
Mm.
way?
I could see like a projection possession where you possess something far away from you, but I don't know if you
Mhm.
could like use that to teleport. All right. Okay. Anyways, we gotta.
All of us in front of the door
gotta
talking
focus.
about this.
Yeah, we gotta focus.
Getting like shoes on and like going into the car and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say as well, at some point, Asha does arrive and Happy Henry comes and they will go through the motions of setting up the diner. Um, with probably this kind of like little sense of like, we don't probably think anyone's gonna show up today, but we're gonna get ready anyway because we don't really know what else to do.
Yeah, I think uh big girl is kind of worried about the bed and bed and breakfast because we need to get this solved beforehand because what's gonna happen? This is Jack's place, and what is Jack gonna do afterwards? Um,
Yeah. Asha does just tell you guys all to be careful and stay safe. You guys go ahead and pile into, I presume, Jack's vehicle.
I also assume that.
Yeah, if it can fit 3 people, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So you guys all pile into Jack's truck and head downtown to you've like looked up Hot Iron Press and you can find their location in like the physical office location in Crossroads. And it is a small office, it looks like, just at the very edge of downtown, kind of the southern end. Um, it's a pretty plain building, kind of nestled amongst other offices. This is also technically like they don't have the whole like building to themselves. They share it with like other businesses in here. So you kind of have to like walk. Well, you would have to walk into the building first and then go into the actual offices for Hot Iron Press. Um, there's a couple other cars outside, but nothing that like raises any alarm bells to you guys. There's not like a cop car or anything outside the office. Do you guys all just want to go in together?
Max is kind of hanging behind it a little bit. Anytime she's looking for spots, I don't think she's seen a spot yet since they haven't really entered the space of the actual like office for where they're like their destination. But she's looking for spots to like place little like very inconspicuously placed statuettes. Maybe she
Yeah.
puts
How
one in
big
like
are
the
the
lobby.
statues?
These ones that she's brought, they're more like fragments, but she's made sure like they're not full. Like there's little tiny ones that are not unbroken, and then there's ones that are just like pieces or like unfinished bits. She's looking for something smaller than I was gonna say smaller than a loony. Smaller than a silver dollar. I don't know how big a silver dollar is.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
um, yeah, and but they all have at least one eye that's like recognizable on it. So she is trying to like put little mini cameras around.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that you have like 6 of these like shards. I'm
Mhm.
going to call them shards in my head. That's kind of what I'm visualing as well. And they're probably just leftover shards from old projects that Max never really finished but didn't quite have the heart to get rid of.
Mhm.
But yeah, so for Jack and Big Earl, and still Max as well. What's the game plan? The office is there, and you are free to do as you wish, which is a terrifying sentence sometimes to give your players as a storyteller.
so are you gonna be the good cop, or am I gonna be the bad cop, or am I gonna be the bad cop and you be the good cop?
I feel like you just said the same thing twice.
Maybe.
All right. Well, if you want to roll on, who am I to stop you? That is, in fact, part of the whole shindig. Um, I don't really know though. I could. Do we want to go in under a pretense besides just We are the latest topic of your trash,
Yeah.
or
Hmm.
I mean, I could actually just bring the carpentry stuff and see if anyone actually questions us.
Oh, that
We probably
is.
could have brought the probably could have brought an order up, pretended we were delivery people again. That would have been kind of funny. Uh,
Do you have anything that we can do that? Because I could hide in it as a rat.
no, but also if we did, we would maybe not want a rat coming out of a bag from our establishment. Maybe, possibly.
I love how much you want to do this rat bit, and everyone's like, "We work in a food establishment, Earl. Come on, like."
The rat. The rat.
uh,
We can just walk in there and just like just find out information, and then if we could do the rat thing, I
do
could
we
just go in the
know?
bathroom, and I could turn into a rat, and I could go in there.
Do we want to? I could. Maybe we just do the pretense. We just, just say got a call from
Oh, you
someone
could
at
say,
Hot
"Hey,
Iron
I."
Press. Which way do I go? Which elevator do we take?
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Or maybe you. Go ahead.
Oh, that works. Yeah, we can pretend that we don't know why we're here, but somebody called us here.
Yeah, maybe we just we wanted to give some tips or something.
Well, yeah, kind of like. I mean, I've done handyman stuff before, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
like a total uh wash, I guess.
Does
So
how
yeah,
does
Let's just
what are
go
we
in. You're
are
my
we looking for?
intern, and
Mhm.
you're what? Who wants what job?
We're looking for an excuse to go into the office, or we're looking for excuse to get information.
I feel like you get information by going into the office.
I feel like we can go in and pretend like somebody emailed us or called us and said that we should come in for an interview, and then be act confused when no one knows what we're talking about.
Oh, interesting.
do they know people know that Jack is the owner of the like is their name on it, or is it just like the bed in deaf bed? Why am I forgetting our name?
The dead and breakfast.
Dead and breakfast. Do
I
they know?
imagine that in Crossroads, again, Crossroads being a relatively small town, they probably know the building belonged to Jacques' grandfather, and it probably had like a little bit of a news presence when like Jack came and took over. Um, and so then it would have been like I think some people who are like kind of in the know, just generally like up to town up to date with town like history and town news knows that Jack is the owner, but like probably the average individual doesn't know.
Yeah, I think Maxime has a good idea. That maybe work. Just here for a surprise interview, and then I could pull out the rat.
And then you can pull out the rat. Hey, and then Max like takes one of the little shards. Can you like just in case you find like a cool spot to stick one of my little snake eyes here? Can you take that for me, please?
Are you giving it to Big Earl?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Big Earl swallows it.
Oh no, I
I
don't
can
know
get it
which one
later.
that was. No,
I can get it later.
I can't use them now because I don't know which one that was, and I don't want to look through it by accident. You realize that? What?
Then give me another one.
What?
I'll hold it this time.
No, that doesn't make it better. I don't want to look at it. No, I
I'll
also
I'll
know what
tell
I
you
do
right
now
now.
because what
There is
even is
nothing
inside
inside me
you?
that you have not seen before. You'll just
Why?
see
What?
smoke.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah, to be fair, it's there's just some flames and smoke, and mostly
oh, you're
that's kind of
right.
it. Yeah, so it's not what you're worried about.
Yeah, I
The
carry
same would
stuff.
be true if I swallowed it, which I'm not gonna do. I promise.
Okay. And Max's eyes just kind of go, "Whoop," and then the usually her eyes are like she's got silvery eyes. They're usually like that round, hognose snakes have like round pupils, but they just like lizard eye slits. And she switched into like she's scanning like which eye is the one that Earl just swallowed, and then she goes, "Oh yeah, okay."
I think the internal kind of like smoke fire monster just waves at you.
Sways back. It's like an upside down campfire in here.
Yep, constantly
Cool.
rotating.
Okay.
It's an
Eyes go back
interesting
to
way
like
of
normal.
describing that.
Wild. Constantly rotating. Yeah, that is wild. What? What?
All right, cool. I guess I'm just gonna start entering the building.
Yeah, I follow after you.
Max also follows.
I
Yeah,
do
you
still have
guys.
my tool belt, but not like the big sharp pointy things. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. You don't want to come in here with a full double-bladed saw or like a
want to and
sledgehammer.
will are different things.
That's fair. I understand that. But no, so yeah, you guys go ahead into the building. It's just kind of like an empty lobby. There's a big directory next to the elevator, which very helpfully tells you guys that the office for Hot Iron Press is on the second floor, kind of part 2B. And you guys can just go and like get on the elevator. It starts rising. It's definitely an older elevator, just kind of that like the kind of disturbing noises of an elevator that's like working, but like you kind of wish it wasn't almost like it's making noises and it probably needs to be checked out soon.
Pretty stable model, could use some oiling for sure.
Yeah, feels like a coffin. Feels like home.
Ding. A loud like screech as the elevator doors open up. And you can walk on out and just yep, to the left, and there is the door labeled Hot Iron Press.
Does it actually look like it's like an expansive office, or does it look like it's probably mostly one room? Like just from the
I'm
hallway.
picturing, yeah. I'm picturing that the door itself doesn't have like a window on it, right? It's just like a plain wooden door, but um based on how it's set up, you can see on like the right hand side of the door, there's that frosted glass, so you can't really make out like details, but you can kind of see that there is like a room in there. Um, and it looks like there's maybe no one in that room, and there's like stuff in there. It doesn't look like it's whatever it is. It's definitely not like a big bustling like reporter's room. But it does look like probably more than just the singular space.
It's just the one elevator in this building.
Um, that you saw, you would know because there would be like the fire diagrams. There are like two stairwells
Okay.
on opposite sides of the building. Yeah.
Max takes one of the she takes a second shard and kind of like sticks it into a corner of the elevator so that it doesn't really look placed. It looks dropped, but it's still at an angle where like she would be able to see people coming in and out of the elevator.
Okay.
um So sorry, to be clear, it's just the one door, and it doesn't look like the door we can see goes into the room with the frosted window that we can see, or is that all one room?
Oh, sorry. It does look like it's all one room, but
Okay.
what you can see through the frosted glass implies that there's probably more space that you can't see from here.
Okay.
Just like layout why like the blurry signs of objects in there like furniture and stuff implies that there's more than you can like immediately make out. um I will also say, just because you saw like the directory and everything and like you have a general idea how big the um building is, like the whole building, you could probably expect it's maybe a couple of rooms, but it's not like the entire floor or anything like that. It's moderate to smaller office.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, do we just want to knock?
Is there an open sign on there?
There's no like open sign, but there are lights on inside.
It's after 9 a.m., right?
Yeah, we'll say it's after 9 a.m.
Yeah, Max goes over, raps on the glass.
Just on the glass, not even on the door.
No, loud glass.
Amazing.
There's kind of a moment, and then you can see in the glass small pane kind of a moving figure of some kind, and then a man's voice just say, "Who is it?"
Max looks at Jack.
Oh, someone called us about something about an interview, perhaps.
Interview. Oh, hold on. And then you hear footsteps. Door opens and reveals a probably on the slightly older side of middle-aged Asian man who is desperately trying to hide the fact that he's balding. The complete, the comb over, like hair, everything happening. Thin as a stick. Like you probably have this initial reaction of like, I need to feed you. Like you look like you are one bad day away from just falling over. Like a particularly strong breeze could knock this man over. And probably a little bit greasy. Like it's part of his attempt to hide the balding. He's got kind of something going on here. He's put something in his hair that's probably supposed to help it grow, but like it's not really working, and no one's really had the wherewithal or bravery maybe to tell him yet. But he's like decently well dressed. Despite his very thin frame, he's wearing like slacks that are properly cut and a button up tucked into his slacks. And he does have a tie on, and the tie is properly knotted and everything. He just kind of looks at you guys like, sorry, I thought you guys would be getting here a little bit later. You're here for the interview on Alien Spotted Over Crossroads, right? Yeah, come in. I have some like chips, or I have water. I could put on some coffee for you guys. And he like leads you into this like front room of the office, and you can see that it has a bigger version of the hot iron press like logo put on one wall, and there's like printed out on like nice like posters, not just like papers, but like articles that the hot iron press have done over the years. There is there are two other doors other than the one that you came in. One of them is labeled as a gender neutral bathroom, and the other one says editor in chief, Shui Yifeng. And the room that you're in is some kind of mix between like, you can see that there's like a camera set up for interviews, and then also it's kind of like a waiting room situation, and then like there's a water cooler, and there's like a mini fridge. It's got kind of a lot going on though.
Is it like everything but another desk?
Yes.
Like, is he the only person here?
He is the only other person here. You're correct.
Incredible. Great. Love that for us.
But yeah, and he goes over to like this like, it's not a kitchen, but the kitchen area, right? Again, it's got the mini fridge and the water cooler and all that stuff, and like a table of snacks. Like, yeah. What do you guys want? I got some
water
popcorn.
would be mighty nice.
Water, yeah. I got some.
Yeah, great.
He's like getting like little mugs for water and everything.
Big Girl's just looking around right now and spots the bathroom, spots the other room too, and accepts the water for now, but is like staring this man down.
this nice, truly nice place you got here. I assume that's your office and it looks just as nice.
Yeah, I mean, I try. You know, we've come a long way from just being a an online only, text-based publication. I think that moving into video format really is the next big thing. Like if you can you can cut the story down to like 60 seconds, that's about as long as the average American spends on any video nowadays, but um, that stuff's going real viral, and I'm just investing it back into the paper and everything. I really appreciate you guys, coming here and doing this interview. I know it was kind of a long trip. Here you go, and he's handing out waters and everything, and he takes a seat on. There's like one longer couch, and then like an armchair that's again clearly set up like late night style video like interview with like the camera and everything, and he's like, yeah, go ahead and grab a seat. I do have just like a couple of questions. It'll be really fast, probably not more than like 20 or 30 minutes.
Yeah. Real fast before we get started. I know my associate was hoping to use the restroom. Um, and maybe while they're doing that, uh, I mean, I haven't been in one of these fancy. This is kind of fancy for us, Be, maybe a little peek at your office would be kind of cool. I don't know what else we could do while we wait. Maybe we could just
Oh,
chat.
Oh yeah, sure. Obviously, yeah, the restrooms right over there. And I mean, hey, if you wanna see where the magic happens and everything, come on. And he does look very genuinely like proud to be showing his office to people. Um, and as yeah, big girl, you kind of take your leave to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And how does the bathroom look?
It looks like any kind of generic office bathroom you've been in. It's very clean, though. I will say it is very clean. It doesn't look like it get used very often, and it has like a very kind of generic like countryside picture that's like probably a stock image or something that's been printed out and like hung up directly from where you're facing when you sit on the toilet as like decoration.
I think Big Earl, like they have a backpack like they were carrying, so like they could card through. Oh, this is cat, this is rat, and pulls out the rat, but also thinks that are they going to the office already?
Yeah, you can hear outside the bathroom. Um, you can hear Shui Feng being like, "Yeah, this is my office. I do a lot of my best, work here. Part of the,
Mhm.
benefit of being editor in chief is, sometimes if I want to go like to the park or something and work, I can. But really, when I have to focus and just like lock it in, this is where I'm at. And you can see here, I did get a Webby Award. Anyway, you can hear.
Yeah, Big Earl turns into a rat.
Yeah.
I'm like on the toilet decomposed.
Well, would it be possible for me to kind of like, oh, that's pretty cool. Is it all right if I get a little closer? And like, can I like start just like leaving like little seeds just around his office?
Yeah, can you I played D&D recently. I was gonna be like, slide his hand for me.
Yeah.
That's not how this game
That's
works.
not how this game
Can I
works.
pull the like the little small little camera out of my main body because I was a rat and I crawled into the vessel and pull it out and I have the camera Maxine's camera now in my mouth.
Yeah. And Allegra, go ahead and roll me 2d6 and let me know what you get.
Consider. One of my tags is be unfazed. I just think I'd have a great poker face about this.
Your poker face might be good, but how does that stop someone from noticing that you are dropping seeds?
If
all
you
over
act
your
like a
office?
confident white man, then nobody's gonna tell you you're doing anything wrong. I just think that's how
Hmm.
magicians work. It's like it's all about
All about sleight of
about-
hand.
Can Max
The
assist?
confidence, yeah.
Are there like tchotchkes in this office, or is it pretty like minimalist?
Gosh, I think that I wouldn't say minimalist, but it's stuff that it's like the best way I could describe it is the decor is like cool stuff found at like Target and Walmart.
Okay, so nothing that looks handmade.
Nothing that looks handmade though.
Okay, I think Max will still try to assist. I don't know how Max will know that this is what Jack is trying to do, though.
We'll
But
say
I
you
think
probably were talking about the plan on the car ride over.
okay, so I think maybe Max tries to pull focus to asking about some item on a shelf somewhere. It says on
Okay.
the opposite direction.
Okay, I guess. Allegra, you can roll another d6 and then add the two highest. Max is like, "Oh wow, what is this? Where'd you get it?" And Shreyi is like, I think I got that at Target. It was a spring sale a couple years ago, I guess. You might be able to find it online." Just real confused, but going with it.
So
Alec-
here's the deal. I
yes,
rolled a 4 total.
total.
So
Cool.
I'm definitely gonna be like look like I'm just dropping seeds in this man's office, like I'm littering. Like, oh my bad, sorry about that.
So the good news is that it does look like it's just seeds. So I think that he's just kind of confused and not like
Sorry about that.
angry. Yeah.
I like to. I, family does gardening, and sometimes I snack on some of the seeds. I apologize, and I'll keep them more tucked somewhere else.
Yeah, no, I'll vacuum them up later. No worries. Should we go? Your friend's probably done by now. We can go head out. And while this is all happening, what is Big Earl doing?
What I wanted to do is because I'm a rat now, I I wanted to see, hmm, is there any all of the newspapers for this is online, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to see if he would have made it left a copy of maybe because I'm smaller right now to look through stuff like rat size. Open a drawer and get into a drawer or something to see if there's like information about the person who gave him that tip. I know I'm a rat. I could change back, but like
Not. Let's do this.
Mhm.
I think that I will say that you definitely don't find anything if you are like going back to your normal form when you hear the others start to coming out of his
Mhm.
office.
Mhm.
You can run the risk of being seen, but stay out a little bit longer, but I will make you roll for it.
Okay.
So you still might not find anything and you might be seen, but yeah,
That's
you
gonna be
can
okay.
weigh. Yeah, okay.
Okay. What do I need to roll? Like two of them? Two.
Roll 2d6 and then tell me what you get.
Do I have any tags for this? Do I have?
And Daff, we will get to you in a second. You're currently still at the dead and breakfast, but I promise I haven't forgotten you.
Okay, 2d6. Wait. That is not what I want to do. Um.
All right, Satine, what are we looking at?
Snake eyes.
Jesus. So what happens is as the others are coming out of Shreyi's office, you guys open it up and you're like mentally like, surely Big Earl is fine. And you open the door and there's just this rat like right there holding like the little like stone piece in like its mouth basically. And there's just kind of this moment and then you hear poor Shreyi just scream like really loudly. And he's just like, oh, I've never seen that's huge. What and start just like grabs like a book probably off of a shelf and is gonna start chasing you.
I am starting to run. I'm gonna like try to run in between their legs, try to break their knees. So what do I need to
Are
not
you
break them
actually?
little, but
Yeah,
trip them up?
trip 'em up. Um, what are the other two doing too during this? By the way.
Max sees uh um there's somebody cast a spell on Big Girl's name because nobody can remember it today. What is
It's
going
just
on with
rat.
my camera? Oh my god. Um, sorry. Max sees this big rat, knows this big girl, um, extremely convincing. Oh, of a scream, and then backs into the room and slams the office door.
That
Okay.
was literally what I was thinking about.
Are you
Like,
doing that
just
too?
pretend
Because she'll
that we're
keep the door
so
open for you if you're
afraid,
coming too.
and we can just lock ourselves in the office.
Boom.
So as like yeah, Jack and Max, I just picture like grabbing each other, backing up into the office, and like slamming the door, and then being
Oh.
like, okay, okay. And then meanwhile, in like the main part of the room, you just hear poor Stray Yifa. It's just like ah! And doing the little like silly
The
like
rat go like
dance.
this.
And I think
All right, you keep pretending to be scared out of your wits. I'm gonna go plant some more seeds and maybe get into his computer. I wish
think
Daff was here.
yeah. I think, and we'll get to Daff in a second, I promise. But what happens, I think, Big Girl, because you did roll snake eyes. I think as you're doing this little like dance, I think that he catches you with the book and slams you with it, and you just go flying, and you kind of like hit the opposite wall, and it's okay because you're not a real rat, but you do hit it with some force. So I will say, do you want to pretend to play dead?
If you pretend to play dead, you can come back to life like 2 seconds later and scare him even more.
That's a weird thing a rat would do.
Yeah, I think as I slam dramatically against the wall, making the squeaking sound of a rat sliding slowly down the wall, slowly, and I'll just like how like Family Guy style rat just lays there on the ground. Also, I'm an all white rat, so that's all.
Like, you
no
look
big
like an
deal.
escaped lab rat. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
A
Trey.
mutant rat.
He's like, I knew that medical office down. I knew there was something going on with them. I'm gonna have to check them out later. Oh, this is. Oh, and you hear him go over to like the like kitchen area again and just grab a bunch of like paper towels. And he's gonna come over to try to like wrap you up and put you in the trash.
Oh, okay. So is he doing it right now?
Yeah, he's gonna do that now. He's not gonna leave a dead rat in his office.
I'm gonna bite his hands.
Go ahead and
I want to give y'all some more time.
roll 2d6 to see if you can bite him.
I got a 9.
Okay. A 9 is enough, and you are as he goes to like reach down to, wrap you up and dispose of you, this supposedly dead rat. You suddenly like come back to like lunge and you grab like you snap at his hand and get his finger, and he just starts swearing, and not even, and he now has the paper towels, he can wrap it around his finger. He's just like fuck shit, just swearing up a storm. um and he is sufficiently distracted. If you want to move and get out of there and go back to your previous body, you can do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna run back into the bathroom.
And while this is all happening, we will also get to whatever goes down in his office, like proper, in a moment. But Daff, you last night had an interesting night. Now, remind me, does Daff sleep?
Hmm. Probably because that's the normal human thing to do.
What is Daff doing
asleep.
then? Yeah, when they're like in that sleep mode. Is it like a true sleep? Is it like a sleep cycle? Like
I think that they appear to be asleep, but they just have like 4 phones under their bed, like just tentacles extended under the covers, so that they're able to continue just like memeing all night.
the best memes sometimes happen at like 12 a.m., 1 a.m., that sort of a thing. Yeah.
True.
So last night you were in the process of memeing, your favorite activity, and your thoughts are always a little strange, mostly out of figuring out this like cultural shock of sure you've been on earth for about a year but you're still always like learning new things, and also especially recently you've kind of become more aware of the extra occupant who's in your, we'll say, your brain, as best as that exists for you, at least. And you're just sitting there scrolling through the various social medias and everything that you have, and you just keep thinking about earlier that day. You keep thinking about what you saw with Jihei and the way she came back into her body and what she described, and just how much it bothered you. How much, for a creature that doesn't have a spine, it really sent a chill down your spine. And as you are continually thinking about it, right? You see like a funny cat video and then you just hear kind of that harsh growl, kind of harsh choke that came out of Jihei, and then you're like, "Oh, funny little meme video. Haha." And then like again the choked out words that came from this individual. Um and you hear that pesky co-pilot in your head just saying, "That's not us. We're not like that." Right?
What do you mean? Not like that?
Well, it just didn't it make you think about all this? And there's nothing to see. There's no body or physical manifestation that you can see, but you get the sensation of like something gesturing around itself.
She just like gestures with her
yeah,
arm.
yeah.
While to the outside observer, if someone were to watch, it just looks like an old lady is like moving her arms under the covers while sleeping. Daff, I try not to think, only meme, because really, thinking is hard. I would just rather be here and learn about your Earth culture. It's fascinating, really. I learned last year about the turducken, and now I think I am one.
That is unfortunately understandable. I don't like that comparison.
I mean, I didn't put you in here. I don't know how you got there, really.
I don't know either, but it certainly wasn't as violent as whatever happened to that young woman.
speaking of, I don't know if I ever said, but I am so sorry that I killed you. It was definitely not my intent.
You
I
feel
didn't.
like
I
a
didn't.
like a soothing kind of wave go through your brain. It's just like, oh, it's not all right. I had a lot of things I still wanted to do, even in my older years, but it
Golden
comes.
years, right?
Yes, exactly. It does happen to all of us, and when you got to be my age, you did accept that it could just happen. You don't know how you'll pass away. It could be in your sleep. It could be a heart attack. It could be a an alien coming from outer space and landing in your backyard and causing you such a fright that you then fall over dead on the ground
From a heart attack. Yeah,
from a
very
heart
true.
attack. It's true, but this mystery, it's odd. I can't help but feel there's just, well, why now?
Well, it's my understanding that Halloween is every day, but it is especially Halloweeny now in the month of Halloween Tober.
We need to watch other movies besides Nightmare Before Christmas.
We also watch Halloween Town.
We need to watch other movies besides these two movies. No, I just such a shame seeing this happen to Crossroads. Wasn't like this when I was younger. It makes you wonder what's changed. I always
Well,
thought that, it
you
just,
would be the expert, right?
I suppose. Oh, I'm probably overthinking this. That's all right. And you can sense like Daph's the actual Daphne's consciousness starting to like go back to sleep as she usually is.
Why overthink when you could underthink?
Exactly. Have a good time, dearie, and whatever happens, don't have another spirit or something get possessed into us. I don't think we have room for a third.
I don't think I get a say in that, but I'll tell them there's no vacancy.
All right. And you don't sleep because Daft doesn't really sleep, but you kind of enter a fugue state where time passes and you don't realize that it is morning until at one point you kind of look at your devices and they have all died from lack of battery because you forgot to plug them in, you never plugged them in. Odd, but they're out of battery.
Classic ADHD moment. Hyperfocus. Time's fake anyway.
I'm glad to know that aliens also have ADHD. That really like adds a comfort to my life.
Yeah, it's the space version.
Yeah. And if you do go and, as you know, explore the rest of the house, though, Asha and Henry would advise you that your three friends have gone out to investigate Hot Iron Press. They thought
Hmm.
you were asleep, or at least as close to asleep as you ever get.
Did they say should I go find them?
Uh,
Or
Asha will kind of be like, well, they probably would like your company, although it seemed like they were probably coming back once they were done. Although, with everything happening, um, well, if you have any ideas of who could. It seemed like you guys had a lot planned. A lot you wanted to do.
That's fair. I don't know how to drive, but I know someone who does. And just lets Daphne take over.
Okay. I want you to
And
roll
keep in,
me.
keep in mind,
Yeah.
it is canon. It is canon that Daphne had her license revoked.
It sure is. I want you to roll me 2d6 and just let me know what number you get.
Can do.
Meanwhile, Big Earl is a rat getting tossed or whacked against a wall. A little thunk squeak.
That is 8.
8. Okay, this is perfect because I did want this. So an 8, dear listener, viewer, is an okay but, which makes me delighted. So the good news is, Daph, you don't crash Max's car because it's the only other car here that you could drive. Because Asha's not letting you use her car. So you don't crash Max's car, but you don't end up at Hot Iron Press either.
Amazing.
And while you stew and think about where you could have possibly ended up, back in Hot Iron Press office building, Jack and Max, you have put yourself in Shui Yifeng's office, and you have a moment to continue putting seeds places or look through his belongings, whatever you guys would like to do.
Okay, Jack has 2 goals. One is to plant seeds such that they can grow them or like root them into different parts of the office to potentially like listen in later, or to like destroy the office as necessary. Like, you know, just in case.
Okay.
And then the second goal is to kind of like very, very quickly like skim the desk or the trash can or the, I don't know what computer, if he's just got a laptop or whatever, to see if there's any like notes or something of that variety about the dead and breakfast and like who the heck told him that like this was the common thread, because we didn't even know that until we like dug through our records. So
All right, Max, what about you?
Max wants to attempt to petrify the inner workings of the doorknob.
Ooh.
She
okay.
also wants to take a quick scan of the room, the like audio visual setup of the room, like is there a fan running, is there AC, like what lights are in here, whether or not they're on or off, the windows, that kind of thing. And then let's stick with those two, because those two depend on what she does next, or what she
Okay.
does next depends on those two.
So as Jack is starting to go through like literal file folders, and then there is a laptop that's closed on the desk, as well as like scattering these seeds around the place. Max, I'll say, so first, the room does seem to have some form of central like heating cooling. There's like a vent. There is also a pretty basic fan. There is a small window that's like directly behind the office desk. So that's kind of, and then like there's a singular, the room is lit by just a light from the ceiling that's connected to the fan, right? Pretty straightforward on that. I guess technically there is light coming in through the window, but the light, ceiling light is also on. Petrifying the lock, that is magic. So go ahead and roll me a d6, because this is related to your stone powers. Woo.
1. Which
All
means
right.
I don't think that's a thing that's easy to do.
So, according to the handy dandy book that I which is beautifully laid out, by the way. I always will talk about
Ooh.
it. On a 1, it goes horribly wrong and backfires.
Oop.
So I'm gonna let you choose. Do you think it backfires on something that will affect you or something that will affect Jack?
Oh, Max for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think as you are trying to petrify the lock, at some point you get into your head, oh, this would be easier if I could see it better. And you pull out your phone to like put on the flashlight to like peer into the lock better. And as you're focusing, you accidentally petrify your phone instead. So you literally brick your phone.
Max just kind of like looks at the literal brick in her hand and then just kind of like turns. And I think what happened, what she did that messed it up was that she also like slid up her tinted glasses as she was trying to concentrate, and so it was just a little bit too much gas. Um, Slides them back down, very carefully readjusts them, kind of like looks at Jack in her periphery and just kind of like a don't say it because like she like you said she's holding a brick. That's really funny. Um and considers blocking the door with it, but it's like an iPhone 12, like it's not heavy enough. She puts it in her hoodie pocket, and then she like goes about what she was gonna do before, um, which is just to verify the sound and sights in the room. It's October. The AC's not on. The heat's probably on, but heat is not as loud as AC. Windows probably closed. The fan is not running. The overhead light is on. The window is open. Okay, so that's pretty much as maximized. Like hearing what you need to hear, seeing what you need to see. She wanted to like do her set the stage thing and make sure that the room was as detectable as possible.
Yeah.
And then she wants to hit read the room, and because they are in the room by themselves, she's gonna take a chance. Um I think she tried to take a look through the eye, but in that that big Earl had, but in the in the chaos, it's probably just like weirdly like face down on the carpet or something. Um, so she's taking a chance. She takes off her hoodie, and just like what's the word I'm looking for? She's looking around, but she's also by committee of
The
snakes
snakes are also
trying
helping.
to get
Okay.
it's and this very because it's a comedian, because it's splitting her focus and she's not actually seeing through their eyes, she's just getting like reports back from them, like impressions. It's a very skim of the room, like looking for places to look into deeper but not getting any deep details from anything.
Okay. I'll have you do 3d6 then, because you're doing reading the room, and then Allegro, roll me 2d6 for your more like focused investigations.
Ooh, a 2, a 5, and a 5.
So that'd be the 2 5s, which would be 10. Okay. And then Allegro, any luck?
That's a 3. So
You need to retire whatever you're rolling. I think they need to
I don't have other D6s to use right now.
on the break, Allegro's gonna go to the store and just buy more. So uh, Jack is going through the trash, we'll say, because Jack did mention that as a thing, and is going through and trying to find stuff and doesn't find anything like useful in there, and then Max is like, holds up what was formerly a phone and is now a really fancy paperweight, and just Jack's concentration just gets kind of shattered. Like Jack the whole time is just like, how do you even do that? Yeah.
Okay.
And Max, meanwhile, you kind of I keep wanting to say like spidey senses. Um you like open up your like snake senses and just kind of like getting a quick snapshot of the room, and you point towards a set of um files, like a filing cabinet, and you get the sense that that seems to be like the one that is used most often, or like has been used more frequently than the others.
She makes a beeline towards it, starts getting a general sense of what to open, what not to, what to leave alone. I think she just tests it. I think she looks to see. It's like one of those ones that have the button on the side, right?
Yeah.
I think she looks to see which one's locked, and then if she finds one that doesn't open, she's gonna want to go in there.
None of them are locked because he doesn't think about that. And um, Jack, you probably would notice this too, and you can like also like join in and see what's going on. But Bex, you open it up, and it is all chronological. The most recent is October, so and it's the closest to you. Um, and you can see that it is a bunch of like notes, and I'm gonna use the term documents or references that he seems to have for various projects that for some reason had to be like printed or yeah, like a physical copy of things. And you do find that there is an envelope that just says "To Hot Iron Press" on the front of it.
I'm gonna take my phone and snap a photo of that handwriting real fast, real
Okay.
quick, before we open that.
What does it sound like outside of the room?
Oh, that's a good question. So, Big Earl, you have gotten back into your normal body. What do you do?
I think what happened is to do it fast. I ran up my body in on the toilet. The rat is like halfway inside the forehead, and as soon as like I transfer my stuff in and close up, I pretty much comes out the bathroom holding a big rat in my hand, and I said, "I got the rat."
You just hear a shriek. You go, oh God. Yeah, just throw it away. I'm so sorry about that. I have literally never seen anything like that here before. There's a medical office on the third floor. I'm certain they're up to something, and that is.
You
Oh,
think
I'm so
that
sorry.
you think the rat was possessed?
But no, I just think it got experimented on. Ghosts. Interesting
Yeah.
angle. I like it.
I really love your magazine. How did you get started?
Yeah, so and that's what you hear outside.
Okay, perfect. I think um
We're gonna open that,
sounds
right?
distracted enough. But see what Max is worried about is when you open one of those like aluminum filing cabinets, it makes a big noise.
Oh, it's
And
already been open. Don't worry.
Yeah, I was
it
gonna
was
say.
open?
Yeah.
I feel like we
Okay,
already opened it, so
then
like,
secondary worry is we're both very quiet, not suspicious. So I
Jack
think
is gonna start looking at you and be like, "I think it's time to start screaming again."
yeah, I think she kind of sneaks over to the door, kind of cracks it open in such a way that you can't actually see inside, but it looks like it's because she's trying to keep something out, not that she's trying to keep, eyes from getting in.
I
And
think
she's
what
like, "Is the rat
I'll
gone?"
I turn around with the rat in my hand.
Shriek, slightly more believable shriek, slams the door again.
I think I'm gonna stand in front of the door and
Okay.
just like continue like to start talking about. I think sometimes rats can be like ascend into like an alien kind of possession. And what do you think about that?
Daff in the car sneezing, like, why? Someone's talking about me. That's weird. Uh, back in the office. Yeah, so you're opening up the envelope, and you see there is just a piece of paper, almost pulled off of like a notepad style, uh, that says, "I saw 3 of the murdered people go into Dead and Breakfast. I don't believe in coincidences. Someone needs to warn the town. And it just says a concerned citizen. And I will put that in our chat so you can have that for reference. And you would notice that the paper has a logo on it. It looks like some kind of mascot style badger. And Daph, as you come to, no longer letting Daphne literally take the wheel, you come to and you hear the sound of a lot of people talking, a lot of footsteps, and you can hear a ball being thrown around at multiple. There's games happening. It seems like it's pretty lively for the morning. It's the high school, the local high school for Crossroads, um, who, as you can see on the like sign, for the school, it says Crossroads High School, and underneath it, home to the Crossroads Badgers.
Okay.
You don't know why
feel-
Daphne took you here, but here you are.
Yeah, I feel like Daphne probably parked on the basketball court.
I think you're probably on the grass. You're at least like not quite on the court itself, but you're on the grass leading to the court. And like a lot of like students are like looking at you like what's going on, lady? Like
Yeah, Daph is not paying any attention to them. Just very confused, like, why are we here?
do you have any of your multiple phones to phone a friend?
They were all dead when I woke up, so
That's true.
Max
Maybe?
does have chargers in the car. She probably has
Okay,
multiple
yeah.
because like Daph has a bajillion phones, but yeah, she's just got
Fair.
chargers in there.
It is like this close to an electrical nightmare. Just like multiple splitters.
Interesting.
It kind of looks a little bit like Daph in their normal form. Just,
Horrifying implication.
So yeah, I think Daph would probably text not Big Girl. Probably Max, because it is Max's car.
Nothing happens.
You get a return. You get like this number not available.
Oh, that's unusual.
Wait, how did the cell tower get petrified to?
Oh wait, that's a good point. Would it? I
It's
guess
just
just.
dead. It's like a
Well,
dead
it would
phone.
still be undeliverable. Well,
Oh,
It would be
that's
like if your
iPhone
phone
or an
died, it
Android?
would get delivered because it's an iPhone, so
Do you
it would
have
get delivered, but it wouldn't like the phone wouldn't. It wouldn't
Right.
get. You wouldn't get a read receipt.
okay. Okay, so you do message or you do send like a message to Max, and after like a little while, you don't see any response, no like message read or anything, which is probably a
Yeah,
little
so then-
unusual. Let's be honest.
Definitely. So then I text Jack and say, "I'm at the high school?" ?
Jack, your phone buzzes as you look at this note that you found in Shreyi's office.
And there's like 5 random nonsense emojis. Like there's no context to them.
I just send back a quick great. The Badger kid is who accused us to the local conspiracy theorist, and I send back 5 random emojis.
Daft just sends a selfie with the mascot in the background.
You've
But,
gotten
like,
out of the car, like.
no, still in the car. It's like out of focus. It's typical like old person, so like uh really bad angles, so like up the nose, thumb a little bit over the camera. Just all of the like bad uh old people can't use technology, but like Daff is actually pretty good with technology.
Yeah, I think Jack right now is caught between not bullying a child and also this child has decided we're a problem and I want to know what her deal is or their deal is. Um so it's one of those things of like, technically speaking, she had a reason to be at the haunted house so often, but at the same time, she was also there every single time there was a missing person. Like, could we reverse cancel her on the internet? Is that an option? I'm gonna ask Dav, can you reverse cancel someone on the internet?
Cancel the kid. Got it.
And on that cheerful question mark note, we're going to take our break. And when we come back, we may or may not cancel a child on the internet. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll take a 10-minute break and everyone get water, get a snack, double check your TikToks to see if there's any incriminating information in them. And yeah, we'll be back and further dive into this mystery. So thanks. and welcome back to this town of ours where we go cancel a high schooler. Yippee! I'm never gonna not have something absolutely ridiculous to say when we come back from these breaks. Which thanks players. I appreciate it. But let's go ahead and dive right in. Last we left off, Jack and Max, as well as Big Earl, had gone to check out Hot Iron Press and specifically find out if you could discover where exactly this reporter got the tip that calls your place of business and home out as possibly related to all of these murders. And during that, Daff had an out of body experience and ended up at the high school, which ended up being awfully convenient as Jack and Max found a note that had been somehow given or sent to Hot Iron Press that basically said that the murdered people were seen going into Dead and Breakfast and that someone needed to warn the town. So, with that information, um, the three of you at Hot Iron Press, is there anything that you want to say or do before you leave for the high school, or are you just like making your excuses and leaving?
I think I just thought before we resolved the note and the handwriting thing, Max was kind of hanging out by the door to get a sense of what's going on outside, just so that the we are not doing anything but being scared in here facade can be maintained. But on seeing that it's a handwritten note, I think she just kind of scurries over and she wants to tap back into that that anxious hyper focus of read the room to see if she can match the handwriting to all of the handwriting in the guest book that she was looking through the other day.
I mean, I'll let you roll 2d6 about it. I don't think read the room applies on this particular
Yeah,
case
and
because
she's
you're
not
doing
like a
handwriting
handwriting analyst or
matching.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so just the normal roll.
maybe there's a weird dot over the eyes. Ooh, I was about to say a 9. It's a 6. A 6 and a 5.
Okay, a 6 and a 5 though. That's an
Rolling a 9
11.
on a D6
Yeah,
is wild.
yeah. I'd be maybe if that was the case, I'd ask you to roll a different dice. But um, no, for an 11 total, I will say that you are pretty confident that this does match the handwriting for the person who signed Rebecca J.
Ooh, okay. Good to know.
For Big Earl, they're still talking about aliens, but they slowly slip into. So I saw that new article that you had about the haunted house up there. Like, who told you about that? That's interesting.
Well, as a reporter, it's really important for me to keep my sources secret, but
Come
I can assure
on.
you that this isn't something that I would have published just off the cuff. I'm a very
Oh no.
reliable source.
I understand you. This looks all the paperwork, all the writing replicable. Like it's amazing. I
Thank
just wanted
you.
to like know if it was like someone, did you get it like naturally? Like did it come to you or did somebody come to you about it? You know?
Well, I will say, and this doesn't happen with every story. Some of them you really do have to dig for, but this one
Hmm.
it did seem like it just kind of fell in my lap almost. And I think Jack and Max are probably like finishing up whatever's in the office at this time. Um, yeah.
Does that usually happen? Because I know the tips about, us in the alien interview, in which we'll definitely have, but that's just seemed like it's kind of scary, you know?
The aliens? Oh, that's definitely scary.
No,
Yeah,
no,
like they
about the
could be
haunted
anywhere.
house, like, all
Oh.
that connection. That's very weird.
Oh, it's super weird. It's why I'm honestly surprised that no one else really like talked about it before I got the news myself. But well, for once,
Hmm.
people are listening to me as a better source than those other papers, especially the times they're always so serious, and they never really
Hmm.
report on
Hmm.
things that affect common people like you and me. It's just they're out
Yeah,
of touch.
yeah, they're very out of touch. I know the song is coming to me too. Big Earl is gonna do like a knock on the door, and this says, um, I still have the rat in my hand. I think I'm gonna just go do a knock on the door. I'm gonna throw the rat out. Are you okay?
Yes.
Big Earl's gonna. Where's your trash can?
Uh, there one over here. And he'll just show you like a trash can that has like a lid on it.
Mm-hmm. If anyone want to steal that note.
Do we want to take it with us? Because we know what it says. We have a sense of the handwriting. There's nothing else in the envelope, right?
Allegra, you're muted.
Yeah, Lego can
Yeah.
Absolutely taking it. Already done.
Okay. Okay.
Empty envelope going back in.
Okay, leaving the envelope, taking the note. Okay.
Yeah.
For the sake of expediency, we'll say that you guys do manage to extract yourself from Shreyi's office. Probably just saying something like, we'll be back for the interview. We just, want to grab a coffee or something, something, right? Um, you head over to the high school. Daph, are you doing anything while you wait for your friends to join you?
Yes, absolutely. Um, so the one person who I forgot to write down their name is our intern
Kai.
because it's simple. And last week Rain was like, "You'll remember that." No, mistakes were made. Daff is gonna find Kai and also be looking for the writer or the reporter.
Okay. Um, let's see. Would you roll 2d6 because I don't know how much you know about either Kai's like schedule or like the high school layout in general.
No, I don't.
Is that what you rolled? No.
It's a 9.
Okay, that's good. We'll say that as you are like well, first off, what happens is you like get out of your car and like campus security is like, ma'am, is this your vehicle? And you have to like put it into one of the handicap spots basically. So you do have to move your
I've
car.
never seen it before as they're getting out of
Oh,
it.
oh, okay. Ma'am, uh, do you if you're visiting campus, that's fine to see your grandchild or something. We just need you to sign in at the front desk for visitor pass and everything.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. No problem. And just clicks the lock button on the car. Walks away.
I think these like security guards are like, we're not paid enough to deal with whatever is like happening here. Um, so as you're like are going to the front office though to get a visitor pass, you just hear really loudly like, Daff, what are you doing here? And you turn and Kai is like there with, backpack and like lunchbox and clearly about to like go to school, right? It's still actually Kai's probably in school, it's probably backpack and like on the way to class.
Oh, just here to check on my favorite intern and nothing else.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks.
No problem. Just doing like awkward finger guns.
And I think Kai is just kind of like, okay, bye, I guess. I'm gonna go to class now.
Before you do, just for absolutely no reason whatsoever, any idea where Rebecca might be?
Um, ye- didn't someone else ask me about why do you have questions about a classmate again. We just share a class together. We're not
Famous
friends.
TikToker. I need the autograph.
Right, your thing of the I don't know. And Kai turns to like one of his friends, like, do you know Rebecca? What class she's in? Like, so they're kind of like muttering to each other for a second, and someone's like, I think that she's in like lit right now. I get, yeah, Def, you could maybe check out lit. It's room 204. It's on the second floor.
Daff just like again awkwardly finger guns. Like that sounds pretty lit. I
Yep,
saw it on the internet.
you couldn't wait till after school to do that. I'm gonna be late. All right, and like Kai's like kind of like does the awkward like hunched over, walk out, and someone's like, "Dude, who is that? Is it your grandma?" It's like, she works where I work. Like, she's fine. Like, they're just kind of like that. It's okay. And
Hearing this, like as Daff starts walking away, they just turn around and just like creepily wave.
someone like completely unrelated is like, "Is that the creepy lady from like the house?"
Yep.
And someone else is like, "Oh, I
It's-
think that's so weird. Oh."
and they're just like, okay, bye.
The security guards like, we're still gonna have to get you a guest pass, ma'am, and then someone can show you to the right classroom so you don't get lost.
Oh, don't worry, I already got that.
Um. Uh. Okay. They just are very confused at you right now.
Just like sneaky little tentacle grabbed a guest pass.
Um. All right. Well, let's go over to the classroom then, ma'am. Um. All right. They're gonna start heading over to the elevator to take you to the correct room.
Yeah. And Daff moves a lot faster than you would expect, like an old lady to walk. So
They have
probably
to
has
like
to
hustle
hustle a
to
little bit.
yeah to keep up with you. Yeah. Yeah. Um, but let's say that you do manage to get to the English classroom right as the bell is ringing, and you see Rebecca is like ducking into the classroom.
Into the classroom. Do I have time to like intercept?
You probably say something.
Um, hmm. I think Daff would just be like, "You, stop, child."
I think that is sufficiently shocking enough, and Rebecca would probably be like, "Wait, are you talking to me?"
Yes, TikTok child.
Oh, oh my god! Wait, are you? You're the creepy old lady, aren't you?
You're welcome.
Um, yeah, this is a little weird. I'm sorry about, I guess, having you in all my TikToks or something. I'm technically already late to class.
I need to talk to you about the terrible thing that you said that was not true about everyone dying, and I'm canceling you.
I think the security guards now are like, ma'am, it seems like maybe this is something that you should talk to a professional about. And I think Rebecca is gonna start like backing into like the classroom, um, and be like, "Look, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry about the weird haunted house. If you just want me to stop doing them, doing TikToks in front of that place, like that's fine. I'll stop. Bye." And she's gonna go into the classroom and like go to close the door.
Daff is like, no, Keep doing them. Just stop saying bad things.
It's like, "Bad things." Thunk. The door closes. Um, and unless you stop,
Immediately text Jack. Immediately text Jack and is like, problem solved.
How was the problem solved? Emoji.
By me.
Right. What did you do? Emoji.
I canceled them.
How?
You just get like dot dot dot. Nothing else.
All right, we're gonna come get you.
Okay, I'll see you by the basketball courts.
Okay.
And the three of you pull up. You do see Max's car on halfway on the grass by the basketball courts. And Daff, you're probably still like being escorted by these two security guards who do not want to let you out of their sight right now.
Yeah,
think
I think as
Max
soon as I
go
see
for
the
it.
others. Oh, go ahead.
Max sees her own car and does like the pat pat, look in her bag, no keys, and just kind of like also instinctively goes for her phone to like text like, why do you have my car and my keys? Actual brick. And like if she was outside, she would have thought about spiking the phone on the ground, but she's thankfully in the car, and also like she actually does want to keep the brick phone. It's kind of cool. So she just kind of like goes from this moment of like like tight movement, and then just kind of like resigns physically.
Maybe we can like child-proof it later, and then this will happen less often.
I don't know how much more you can child-proof a vehicle than locking it and having the keys be on your person.
Fake keys?
That's an idea.
Just
I
literally the
don't know.
little baby plastic keys.
This is your set and this is mine.
Maxine, you need to learn to fly.
That's the face she does. She's froze in like a phonetic like what her mouth was doing as she was talking, and then Slack checks out. Not gonna engage in that.
Not everybody can do that. That's the thought that, the belief that we could is appreciated, but I don't.
Hold
That's
on,
just
wait, hold
not.
on. Because big girl, you just flying around the sky? Oh, you're a bird though when you do it, right?
No, I can fly as a gas.
But no one can see you.
They can see me.
Okay.
Like, a little ball of light in the sky. I do it at
Oh,
nighttime.
I get out of the car.
yeah, remember how we were at an interview about aliens being above the town?
I can't tell all my secrets.
Mm-hmm. Don't do that anymore. Don't do it. Stop doing that. Oh, Max gets out. Max is
Yeah,
done.
I think I'll get out too.
There you are, Great Aunt. We were looking for you. We gotta get you back to the inn. Thanks for finding her. Them. We're gonna go now.
Yeah, just make sure she doesn't or they don't run into any other buildings or people or basketball courts. And
Run
I think
into?
the well, it did.
Technically,
Gone.
technically, I didn't
Examining
do
the car.
any of those. Technically, I didn't do any of those. Almost is not the same as actually doing it.
The security guard will kind of lean into you, Jack, and just be like, I know these are difficult conversations to have with our elders, but you probably should look into making sure they don't have access to a vehicle.
I assure you that we are already working on that.
Max
Uh,
has her hand up. Give me my keys.
All right, cool. Thanks. I'm just gonna take Jeff back to the pickup truck. Be like, all right, okay. So what actually happened?
I said, stop saying terrible, untrue things about our haunted house, but keep making videos. Also, you're canceled.
Okay. All right. Have you considered doing the thing where you make a bunch of memes instead. Like, have you considered making memes? Do you make memes or do you just consume
But
memes?
but why not both?
Why not both? Why not both what?
Well, I already did the one, so now I
Yeah.
can make the memes too.
Okay, that works. That's fine. Um, how are we gonna get her to talk to us now?
Maybe doing a clock dance, maybe in front of the school and challenging this person.
What if Daff uses a burner account and we send a picture of the handwritten note and then also of her name in the guest book? And that's gonna sound so threatening. I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to
Daff has
confront a teenager.
Sounds good to
Daff has
me.
already done this. Daff did this as
Oh,
you were saying it.
oh no! Great.
I
cool.
think technically you still have the note, so Daff does not have access to the note at least.
Okay.
No, I
if
sent
you-
a picture of.
Oh, never mind.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
I
Yeah,
sent
Daff has already done it.
pictures. Yeah, cool. Oh, this is fine.
Might as well put a date of time.
Okay, well,
What could go wrong?
what could go wrong? Do we at
As you
least want
say
to give
that.
like a? Should we at least put like a? We just want to like understand. Like, how do we?
You get
Da-
like a little
Daft
ding as
comment.
there's a message of like, and imagine this is DMs, so you get little ding as there's just like a question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What the fuck? Why are you doing this? Who are you? Stop coming to my school. Like, just like leave me alone.
Daff just responds with, "We just want to talk." Period. And then
No.
a lot of random emojis.
I think Big Earl also jumps in and say something about like them knowing the murders and we knowing that they know, we knowing that we. I'm getting myself confused.
We know what you did last
ask if.
summer.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, we could do like, we're very concerned about what's happening at the dead end breakfast, and you're the
Do-
only one who's close to it. Be vulnerable to the child.
Do we just want to like put the well, for talking being vulnerable? Do we just want to be like they didn't do it? What do you know about the robes who did? I don't know if the robes thing will like spark anything for her.
Show our hands.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, I don't really care if she knows, I guess, but I want to know if she reacts to that.
Does Jack
maybe.
just take the phone and like start responding instead?
Sure. This is not something Jack wants to be doing, but will in fact do.
So to clarify, what are you sending to Rebecca?
Oh, I mean, first I said, what did I say? We just want to talk with like 20 random emojis.
And then we got,
Uh,
I don't know, whatever we got after that.
Probably some gibberish, and then Jack took the phone.
Falsely accusing people is real wild to do in a small town. Followed by don't you actually want to help these people? What does like making stuff up, how does that help? I think followed by, do you know any, you could help now. Do you know anything about the robes? I don't know. I guess we're gonna leave it at that because I really don't. I don't know what to do here.
I think you get back it's not made up. I saw those people go into the haunted house. If it's a coincidence, it's a wild fucking coincidence. And then robes, question mark, question mark, question mark, and then what the fuck are you talking about?
Jack, ask about Alexa's garden.
You're muted, by the way.
You're muted.
Keep doing that. I'm gonna start with uh someone could say it's a wild coincidence you were at all 3 of those nights too. Specifically those 3 nights.
You probably just get back a more question marks, and then probably just you just get back. I'm fucking 15. Do you think I killed those people?
I would like to think not, but you're being real sketch. God, I don't know. What do we even say to this child? Like, what are we doing here? Do we actually ask about this Lexi person?
It's a lead. We can try.
Was that person at all 3 the same 3 nights too, or just some of them?
Yeah. Or well, I'll clarify too, which is that Rebecca J and Lexi did appear multiple nights. They were also Rebecca was also on days that people were not murdered, or people.
Well, yeah, but
yeah. Lexi was there twice, I think. Yeah. Or at least not there lighting up with all the other people.
I think while they're thinking about like next steps, Daff has made another burner account. I don't know if anyone has seen those TikToks that are like the conspiracy, or like supposed to be kind of creepy or whatever. And they've just like taken screenshots of Rebecca's TikToks, and it's just like that like kind of creepy music, and it's like, is this 15-year-old a murderer?
Max is like half-heartedly swatting it, like, cause she knows she's not gonna grab any of them, cause so many appendages. I almost knocked over a plant. Not really a plant yet, actually. It's just a pot of dirt that I'm hoping becomes a plant, but I'm gonna move it anyway. She tries to grab at least one phone, but she's really not doesn't have her heart in it. But she's considering she kind of wants to stake out the school in her car, but also that's weird. Like she does want to talk to Rebecca, but she wants to stop doing it over the phone.
I don't know how to make that happen besides just committing to stalking a child.
It's very easy to get access to the school. I just walked right in.
The security guards are still watching, probably. You.
It's just all 4 of us adults outside threatening a child.
Technically didn't threaten.
Not yet.
Max looks at the security guards in the distance, and then looks at Jack, and it's like, can you text Kai and ask him if he and Rebecca or any of his friends need a ride somewhere after school, home, or somewhere cool?
It sounds like they aren't close enough for that.
Heck yeah. That sounded positive, but I meant it to be negative.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. True. Do they want to?
I think you get another message that's just like, I didn't kill anyone. I just wanted to help. It's not my fault if people are being crazy about it. And then another I don't know anything about robes. You're seriously weird. Stop messaging me. And then you're just blocked.
Okay.
Jack, what did they say?
Nothing good. Nothing useful.
So it's another dead end for now.
Yep.
And the only person we have is we haven't checked out yet is Alexia Green, and where would we? I know we tried
Alexis
last.
Gardner, yeah.
Yes, a lesson guard. I don't know why I got green for. I have the notes right in front of me too, and I got green.
And we already did an internet and social media search, and we didn't get anything from
Yeah,
that
because it's
name.
very common, a common name.
The
Wow.
note that Rebecca left was on school letterhead.
Yeah, so Rebecca used like a school paper basically and left
Mm,
it for hot iron press.
okay.
What does that mean? Like, what kind of school paper?
Like just
It,
like
mhm.
no.
Oh, it's just like a piece of paper with like the school logo on it.
Okay, that to me reads like something because I don't like what. Hmm. Why does the paper have the school logo on it? That doesn't sound like regular old like notebook paper or loose leaf paper. That sounds
It
like
could
have
just
access to
be
office supplies paper.
well, like it could just be like they gave it out like notepads or something. Like it's not.
Oh, so it's on a
Yeah.
standard issue page, it's like a little one. Okay, that doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. Mm.
Oh.
Okay, we maybe be at a dead end right now for this one. Um, what other leads do we have?
Sorry, did we get confirmation that we? Oh, we did. Never mind. Sorry.
Do we want to say that you guys go and head to like a cafe or something to like
Oh,
further consider your options?
What time is it?
Mm.
It's probably late morning.
Damn. Okay. I was thinking if we could just go swing by the bar, maybe we could ask around. Maybe it may not be late night, but maybe someone's there. Find some
Day
information.
drinking.
Day. We have that. We have the other newspaper place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get some more information about Carla. Yeah, that's her name, right? Carla.
Jack probably shouldn't be the one to go there because they already told the coworker that they work at / run the dead and breakfast. So
Mm-hmm. Big Earl is just trying to think over what we can do next. Because I know we have it's a ticking time bomb right now because this next person is here. So I'm trying to review back anything that we have learned from when that person got possessed or something. Any locations. Let's see.
Or I guess from the last few days, we could look at the guest list and see
what.
if maybe there's anyone we can track down.
Um.
I think I'm so transfixed about this Alexia Garden. I just need to find information about it. Like, I know we didn't try the white pages. Can we try the white pages again? Just to see.
Yeah. You'd have to go back to the Dead and Breakfast to get your copy.
Anybody has any other bad ideas right now while we're out?
Did we confirm that the university is a red herring? Because we also had a repeat Robes University. Max wants to check out Red's life,
Okay.
but she doesn't know if that's a waste of time or not. So she's like asking the group, should we split a little bit? What are we doing?
We don't got a lot of other leads, and we're kind of running out of time. So, whatever you want to check out, as long as you're staying safe, go for it.
Yeah, I think Max hops in her hoopty, takes off for the university campus. Anybody who wants to come with her can, but that's her next destination.
Half is already in the passenger seat.
I think I want to.
Yeah,
I think I
Max like
definitely want to
headphones.
go back to the Dead and Breakfast and try to see if I can find any information about Alexia Garden in the white pages to see where we can go from there.
All right, so Jack and Big Earl are gonna go back to the Dead and Breakfast, see if you can find anything else about um, Alexis Gordon, and then Daff and Max will go check out the college. Basically, like Res Life is kind of okay. We'll get back to that. Can I have someone in each pair just roll a d6? Just pick between yourselves who wants to roll a d6.
Do you feel lucky today? I
I
can't let
don't
me
think
roll.
Allegro feels lucky after.
I sure heckin' don't.
Go for it. Hold on. What's that? Go for it, Rain.
Okay.
Got 11.
Okay.
Wait, you said a single d6 or two?
Just roll 2d6. We'll see who goes first.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got double sixes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Max and Daff, you guys go and head uh, down kind of south west where the college campus is. Now, I will say as people who like have lived in town for a varying amount of time, Max more than Daff probably knows that the college is um it's kind of like one step above community college. It's not like grand or anything, but it does attract like people who don't like live directly in Crossroads. There are some people who come to live here, and they do have like dorms on campus. There's some like apartments and stuff, like houses where people can live off campus too, right? So they offer some variety. Um, what exactly do you want to check out when you say res life? Like, uh, what's your angle? Where are you trying to start?
Hmm. I
I
was thinking
think
like the student
yeah.
union.
Mhm. I think Max wants to see how easy it is to get to, I forget the actual name of it, but like the dean of like on campus life or whatever, like not like the person that does all the like fun events, who does that planning, like the what's the name for that? Can't remember.
Residence director
Something like that, yeah.
could be
And
one
it's
of the people. Yeah.
usually kind of hard to get in contact with, but I think she just wants to see what she can who she can talk to, because she wants to try to act like she wants to pitch she majored uh in sculpture, so she was like a fine arts I think I want to say she had finished her master's. No, that made no sense. She finished like an undergraduate. They actually don't let you immediately do a fine arts master's. You have to like be an artist for some years, and she's not that old yet. So she just finished. She finished a few years before, like this day. She had finished a BFA in like sculpture and ceramics and stuff. And she knows people usually love having access to like pottery classes are very very in demand. Wants to see if she
Okay.
can offer like a pottery not like a course, but like pottery activities as part of like on campus activities.
Okay, to like get your in. Daff is
Hmm.
just like hanging out with you. Um yeah, we'll say that like as you drive to campus and you can see the signs leading to um like administrative building basically. There's like I haven't been on a college campus in a while. Uh, there's like the like the front office where like it's like, oh, if you're here for a tour or something, come here and everything, and you can go in there. And there's someone, just like a secretary. He's like, oh, how can I help you too?
Hey, I hold up her. No, she doesn't hold up her phone because that looks so weird. Actually, no, she does. Okay, no, hold on. She keeps phone in her pocket, but it might come into use later. She Yeah, she says, "Hey, I would have called, but completely bricked my phone earlier today. Um, I would like to get in contact with Res Life. I heard that there was a need for some arts activities, and I have a PFA in ceramics, so I was wondering if there's like a need for that kind of thing around here."
Oh, wow. I mean, that sounds really cool. I'm sure a lot of students would be really interested in that. Let me see real fast. You kind of tapping on a keyboard and stuff. Um, I don't see that the residence director has any meetings right now. Let me go ahead and see if they're available. Give me 1 second. You guys just want to sit down. Um, it might be a moment.
Perfect, thank you. Goes and sits down. Oh shoot! I just knocked over my light. Um,
And as you sit down, you can see next to you is like um a big rack full of like brochures about the school and everything, and it's like your life at Crossroads College and like get to know faculty members and just all these different like brochures and everything
Staff is reading all of them.
at the same time, or like
No. I mean, they're not like tentacles out in the middle of this college. They're just like scanning one and then put another on top of it, and yeah.
okay. um as you're reading, go ahead and roll me 2d6 as we're seeing like what information you absorb.
No, it's a 4.
Okay, yeah. Crossroads College. It's a small college. Their mascot is, for some reason, a two-headed fish, and their colors are blue and gold, and that's about all that you get out of the brochures.
Is this just holding up one of the brochures to Max? Is this how fish look always?
no, but mascots are usually kind of weird. It's probably fine.
Why?
I don't know. I
Okay, good enough.
don't know
And
why
just like
we
grabs
have
another one.
mascots, actually.
They're kind of creepy.
Mm. Mm. It says you. Gets annoyed. Pulls out her Game Boy Color because she doesn't have a phone anymore.
They're just like, excuse me.
And as you are having this conversation, you see a probably youngish man. I mean, he's still a young man. He's like in his like early 30s. Comes out wearing kind of a flannel and just some jeans, and goes to the secretary and he's like, hey, you wanted me to talk to someone? And she's like, oh yeah, these two lovely individuals over here said that they wanted to talk to you about possibly doing like a pottery programming or something. Um, this is our residence director, and he kind of just gives a wave. Hi, yeah, my name is Anthony. I have a little bit. If you wanted to talk to me, I can show you my office.
Yeah, thanks. Max walks over, handshake, firm. Thanks, nice to meet you.
Yeah, and your name? And he looks at Daff.
Daff gets uncomfortably close and just says, I'm Daff.
Max just kind of scoots back a little bit.
Yeah. Well. Anyways, Max and Daff. Yeah. Welcome to Crossroads College. Are you guys local? You just moved here, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty new in the area. I moved from made up name of town city. Like, I don't know what.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty nearby.
yeah.
Um, and I think I feel like she kind of mumbles that part, even though like she definitely says an actual city, but she starts saying it, and then she's like, feels weird about it. Kind of brushes past that part. She says it just for the sake of saying the name of her university, really, and
Okay.
then dives into yeah, I work over at I actually been working at the Dead and Breakfast, and we've been seeing a lot of folks from Res, and I work there making a lot of the special effects and things like that, and also I've been getting back into ceramics, making some like artifact looking things in the scare room, and it seems like a lot of the folks over here have an interest in that kind of thing. So I was wondering, do you want some more of a like a um involved relationship with the Dead and Breakfast? Do you want like guest activities on campus, or like more private activities at the Dead and Breakfast? Like we would love to build more of a relationship with y'all.
Yeah, that's wild. It's I'm always down to do some collaborations, especially with local businesses. Um I have to admit, I wouldn't have thought that the students going to the Dead and Breakfast would have been the ones to do um art programming. I mean, uh res life, I shouldn't have admitted, you try to work through past your own internal biases, but um you've probably seen them. Most of the people who uh go to your haunted house and everything, they're more of the the jock types. I wouldn't have thought that there'd be any interest in the behind the scenes special effects or anything. But that could be really cool, like collaboration or something. I'm sure like a lot of other students, maybe we could expand the reach a little bit or something. Oh, yeah, here's my office, and he'll go ahead and it's like kind of a smaller room, but the instead of like a desk with chair and everything, there is like a desk, but then there's like a nice couch that people can sit on, and there's like a mini fridge and everything. Lots of like motivational posters on the walls, things like that. He's like, do you want anything to drink, either of you? Like soda, water.
I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah.
Do you have any memes?
I try to have memes, yeah, with students and stuff. We try to keep them engaged, if that's what you mean.
You got memes on your phone, there, Daphne. It's like the cat just patting the devices. Are they charged? Do you need a charger?
They're fine, but I don't have his memes.
Max is lost. Max doesn't understand ownership of digital media that can, because when you send somebody something, there's two of it. It's not like if I give you. She's like lost in that for like a half a second, and then like comes back to like I'm talking to a person that doesn't know me. Um
The
yeah.
NFT bros are all freaking out right now.
Daft crashes the NFT market. That's
Um
I have all of these bored apes.
whew.
Max is like struggling to like be normal, and she just goes, yeah, people, I like to believe everybody's an artist, so it
Oh yeah, everyone. Honestly, everything we see is that the more people interact with the arts, the better they do in all kinds of aspects of their life.
that's yeah, exactly. Um you said that they tend to be more jock types. Maybe we could do more of a tailored approach. Maybe instead of just being focusing on the haunted house, like what kind of sports are they into? What can we do to like make art more relatable to them?
Yeah, no, for sure. And like it could be something that maybe for arts, maybe we can find some way to tie it back to the activities they already do, something
Hmm.
like that. We probably just have to work around, like, I know a lot of them can be, I mean, a lot of our students are really busy. Most of our students, actually 2/3, are in some sort of extracurricular, whether it's a sport or a club or some kind of organization. That kind of involvement's actually something that we're like really happy about, because you don't really get that on
Mm.
a campus.
Yeah. Mm, so what are we talking like? What kind of sorry, I'm not really that athletic. Like football? What sports are played here?
Well, we do have a football team. We have a football team, basketball team, soccer, kind of a smaller lacrosse team. We're kind of starting to get that off the ground. Basketball, we have a few tennis players. We're hoping to get more into track and field, but that's something that, it's kind of harder to compete with the bigger schools, especially on that one. And especially doesn't help that we have to, travel so far for or travel far for a good like practice area. We don't have a track and field team here.
Hmm.
Like sitting at his computer, it is like, you said that there were students who came by there. Um, let's see, did they like leave names or anything? Like anything like that? I can take a look.
I don't think so. All we had, well, what really tipped us off to, maybe touch base and see if there's more community involvement we could get going between the campus and our business was just the amount of visits from just res life in general, but we didn't really get any like concrete names from any students or anything like that.
Oh, you mean like they used like one of the Res Life cards?
Must be.
Oh, okay. If you have the last 4 digits, I can take a look and see like who was using the card on that day.
Max looks at Daff with hope in her eyes.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know what
Oh.
that means.
It means something maybe that you can ask Jack about with your phone. Maybe Jack knows. Our phone's broken.
Immediately text Jack.
Thank
Help.
you.
We need
Oh,
help.
oh. Mm.
What?
Max is looking over. Can you text the words? Do you remember the last 4 digits, or do you have a picture of the last 4 digits of the Crossroads Res Life that we saw popping up on our receipt?
So you get
Uh,
help and then like a coherent.
yeah, because Daft just like turns their phone.
The initial like what do you need followed by these numbers, these dates.
Yeah,
Woo!
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Random emoji.
Max conveys what the numbers are.
Jack and Big Earl, who are at home or at the dead and breakfast and can access that information.
Oh
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
did
we
I
also
forget
like
that
looked
they
at so
were
many
home?
freaking receipts. If we don't remember those 4 digits, I'll cry. I think.
Um, but yeah, and so Max, you're able to return that information to Anthony, and he's like, give me a second. We have a couple different cards. Let's see. Okay, this one, and you said these dates, and you just confirming the dates. Um, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah, it looks like both of those days the cards are getting used by actually one of the frats that we have, the Alpha Sigma frat. They live off
Interesting.
campus. They do all kinds of events all the time. But honestly, yeah, like some of them are athletic types. Some of them are more like um, business, history, liberal arts, kind of all over the place. But yeah, honestly, I bet a lot of the fraternities or sororities would be super thrilled to have a new activity to do, especially one that we could probably work something out where they could actually like maybe make something and then keep it. Like that's a big hit with
For
students.
sure. Do you have a business card for the Greek life coordinator or someone I could like? I don't want to just roll up on their place, you know?
Um, business card? No, but you know what? Hold on. And he'll kind of like, turn in his chair and you can see there are also like brochures for like different activities.
Mm.
And he'll grab one that just is like Greek life at Crossroads College and he'll hand you the brochure and be like,
Thank you so
the information's in there. There's all the different fraternities and sororities. And you know what? They say fraternities and sororities, but here it is all like gender neutral, so people can just join whichever they feel like most aligned with. We do have some that are of all genders and everything. So, just make sure that if you like send anything out, your messaging is like inclusive and stuff because we want to make sure that we
Wow.
keep that across the board.
That's awesome. My university was not like that. Quiet.
Yeah, people really hate on small towns, but we try to think Crossroads is a little bit different.
Yeah. Max makes like a weird expression, not microaggression, and then she's thinking about microaggressions. And then she goes, yeah. Just fully a Gorgon black woman in a small town. He doesn't know that she's a Gorgon.
Nope.
She's in a hoodie. I think she like politely like does the handshake and thank you so much so much for chatting with me and like what's the phrase, thank you so much for your time, da 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 da, does all that and then like leaves and then decode switches.
Dragging Daff out of there. Like,
Daff is just like you didn't share the memes.
I will give you memes, Daff. It's fine. I will give you memes.
I've seen your memes.
What is that? Okay. Okay, it's just walking out.
and while you guys are walking out, we shift over to Big Earl and Jack, who are looking through the white pages to see if you can find anyone in the town named Alexis Garden. And I think that you would find, let me think. I think you would find uh, someone named Alexis Garden in the phone book. Yeah, I think she'd be in there. I think. I'll be real honest. I'll be real honest. I haven't seen a phone book since I was like 10. I'm really working off vibes right now.
So
I'm so
usually,
sorry.
Wait, so we only find one name of that in the book, but we couldn't find one name of that on the social
Okay, there's probably
media?
multiple people then. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
fair
I'm
question.
very confused.
It's a fair point. There's probably multiple.
but sometimes like too on like the internet, there could be multiple people, but maybe town wise, it may be like 2 or 3 people instead focused in.
Hmm.
You find a non-concerning number of people named Alexis Garden in the phone book.
I go ahead and how many?
Let's say 3. We're gonna say 3. We're gonna Terminator
Okay.
style this. There's 3 people named Alexis Garden in the phone book, or let's say there's like Alexis Garden and then Alexis like
Mhm.
Gardner, and then like one of it's like Alexis with like a Y, Alex-Ys. Yeah.
Okay. I think the girl's gonna take out their phone and call the first one.
Okay. Yeah. Let's say you get ring, and then hi, this is Alexis Gardner. If you need to leave me a message, go ahead and do it after the beep. Beep.
Hello, Alexis Gardner. You just won a all night premiere at the Dear Deaf and I keep up forgetting our name.
Dead and
Dead
Breakfast.
and Breakfast. come by during this time, and I'll say the time. I don't know
Okay, yeah,
what's a
yeah,
good
yeah.
time, basically, and collect your prize in this
You're good at
go
3
from there
times,
in
like,
this hang up.
yeah. It's
Yes,
the middle of the workday,
basically.
like, you don't get people, but you leave the 3 messages for people. That definitely doesn't sound like a spam call or a scam at all, by the way.
Okay, it's a little bit different
A
each
little
time.
bit different each time. Okay,
but
okay.
but it's different, but what I mean. It does still sound like spam. But yeah, I just look at Jack and I'm just like, what time is it now by this time?
Um, Having a conversation at the high school, driving back, you guys are kind of at the very, like, edge of town, you know? Probably still, like, not past noon, thereabouts. We'll say noon, noon-ish.
Um I think Big Girl is just like what to do next is just like waiting for the other two and see what they find. If Jack has any ideas what to do next.
I mean, I guess honestly, probably if they're texting us about that stuff, Jack is probably gonna be like, "Why did you need that? Did you find out something?"
Jax is
Are
gonna
you,
what?
I
On
guess
that.
it's messaging Daft technically, but
Yeah. I think actually Max, maybe I've been trying not to say Jax. I did just say Jax. I've been trying so hard to go for Max and Jack and not also
yeah.
not say Daxter. Um I think Max like has asked for a phone from Daphne. From Daphne. Not Daphne, from Daphne. And is like texting Jack about the what they have found out about, like a picture of the brochure specifically on the Alpha Sigma, like address, phone number, that kind of thing, and being like, hey, maybe this seems like it would have Robes vibes.
I mean, maybe. Um, uh, we said that the robes they were dark and red,
Hmm.
and theoretically all men is what
What's
he
the
said.
color of the
I was gonna
logo
ask.
on the, yeah, on the brochure?
Well, like, yeah, are their colors red? Are their school colors?
The
So
school
the
colors are
school
blue and gold.
colors, yeah,
Sorry.
school colors are blue and
Let's pay
gold.
attention.
um, I think the frat, you don't get any sense of colors from the brochure, but you can look them up.
Cool, we'll do that.
I think Max does like take some time to like Google, like go to their website or whatever they have on social media, that kind of thing, get a sense of like what they do.
Yes, they would have a Facebook and Instagram, and they probably also just have a Twitter account. Let's be real here. And you can see that they have a house off campus. All of the photos are of all guys, um, whether they are cis het males or not, or one or the other, or whatever. They all are very like just masculine looking dudes, you know. Maybe some like thinner than others, but no one particularly like catching your eye necessarily. Um, it seems like they do a lot of activities together. There's, if you're like scrolling back, you do see they did like paintballing, they did bowling, and they have been a visitor to the Dead and Breakfast. You can see on their Instagram, they did visit, and they have like a photo from presumably from each of those nights.
Max starts. Well, do they have, okay, secondary question, do they post memes on their Twitter?
There probably are memes on their Twitter, yeah.
I think Max kind of like shows the Twitter, the like handle and like memes, and then also like for your for other phones, like I'm still doing this and like giving Daph like, hey, you can here's a snack for you, um, potentially. She doesn't know what to do with that. She hated saying it because it sounded like um what's the word? It sounded when you like brush somebody off.
Dismissive.
Yeah, kind of dismissive. So, like she didn't really like how it but she just fully doesn't understand memes being food, so she focuses back into like looking at oh, what was she even looking at what did you just say?
Like the Instagram and Facebook and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, the photographs that look like it could be the days at the Dead and Breakfast. She wants to see if she can like see anything that stands out that's suspicious.
Um, because you're looking and you at this point I will say have probably seen like multiple photos of people who have gone missing or whatever, um, or the people who've died. I guess we should just say they've died.
Mhm.
Um, I will say in the background of both photos, it's obviously it's a different person each time, but you do see like two of the murder victims in the
Mm.
background of the photos.
It's like screenshot sending to Jack, screenshot sending to Jack. Like everything like significant that is popping up. Screenshot send to Jack. Other than that, yeah, I don't know what unless we are going there, she's just gonna wait and see what Jack says or what's going
What's
on.
what's the context of those photos? Because only one of them was like 22.
Hmm?
Sorry, I'm like sorry. So are these like were these photos that they took at the Dead and Breakfast, or were these photos?
Yeah. In
Okay.
front of the Dead and Breakfast, right? Like in the lineup in the beginning, like with the Badger ones. Is what I'm assuming. Or is it inside?
No, they're outside
Okay.
in line. Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys don't allow photos on the inside because that ruins the surprise.
Yeah. Who's taking the photographs?
Like, are they selfies? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you mean. I would imagine. I mean, I think they're just photo. Like they have either someone is taking the photos who's not pictured, or they have asked someone in line to take the photo for them.
Okay, so they are kind of at a distance, kind of posed,
Yeah.
but not in the same frame as like, because I imagine the TikTok one to be like front and center and like distance because of like the space
Oh,
necessary
oh,
for this is
yeah,
more of a
yeah,
close.
yeah. The
Okay.
angle is different. So this is them like in line, doing like little thumbs up for like peace signs or whatever. Um, in line. I will also say, because you're looking at these photos in a lot of detail, for the most part, the people in the two photos from the frat are different. There is one
Mm,
person who is the same, and
mm,
it is this kind of like. He looks a little bit older than college age, honestly. It's hard, right? Because, like, obviously, there are a lot of people who go to college at non traditional times. But as far as like this is not someone you would necessarily associate with like you look like a college student, like a little bit older than that.
mm-hmm.
A Caucasian guy with just your very stereotypical blonde hair, blue eyes, close cut hair.
How close?
Um, probably like 1 inch away from like military.
Okay. Also, screenshots and also I'm like remembering the playbook.
You like zoom
That's
in
why I'm
on
making
the
the face. Yeah, I do the face. That's terrible, but I do that.
like this guy, this guy.
This guy
Red
within
string
this page
boards.
that said people that are punchable in the book of place things that you could do in this game.
yeah, I don't know. Is there any caption with like a name or a tag or anything of this
Oh,
guy?
she's definitely giving context if that's like she's
Yeah.
explaining why she's sending it. But yeah, is there extra information?
I think that the Instagram has like oh right, yeah, I don't use a lot of Instagram. But I think the Instagram does tag everyone in the photo. Like the caption is just something like, like had a great time getting the shit scared out of us, hashtag Halloween, all that stuff, right? And then
Creeping the account.
when you click on the actual or tap on the photo, you can like tag like the faces and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who is tagged both times, his Instagram, what would he call his Instagram? Um, I didn't have to pre-plan this one, so I didn't think about what he would name his Instagram. I'm sorry. Um,
Holding a
it's
fish.
I was
No.
just gonna say it's probably like big fish, little pond or something,
Oh.
and it's like the name is like Alex H. Um,
Uh,
business degree, Crossroads College, and then from a little while back, uh, and then the photos are it's just a generic white guy who likes going to like Louisiana, New Orleans for like Mardi Gras, and likes going to I can't think of anywhere else you go to party. Las Vegas, uh
he's an alumna.
he's an alum, yeah.
Okay.
Why is he still hanging out with college kids, dude? Move on.
Yeah. They seem to like to hang out with him too. So I think she also like she like skims the other accounts if she can. She knows that she like there's no constant, but like the fact that they're very chill with this guy and that this is like a group thing, she's like scoping that out as well.
Yeah, I think you would find out that Alex is a former member of the Alpha Sigma frat. And he does show up. He has like photos tagged, not from like this event, but other things that he's done with someone who uh, doesn't have his full name on Instagram. It's just Ty, who
Mhm.
seems to be the current leader of the frat. And they have like a few other photos, and it looks like if you're digging for like connections, it does look like these two, along with other members of the frat, at some point, I say at some point, earlier this year, went on a like sort of frat trip to Louisiana just for fun.
Mm.
And they all just were there having a good time.
Okay. When? Did it say when?
Earlier this year, over the summer.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Is Jack telling this to Big Earl?
Yeah.
I think Big Earl said, "I think we found our robes."
Mm. Oh, should be muted.
Maybe. I think it definitely warrants a visit of some sort. And then I don't know. I think for next time, Jack is also probably just gonna like try to look up and see if there's any like weird events or like missing persons, murders, cult bullshit happening around the time of their trip. Just in case he's
What is the final thing that you guys want to leave us with for today?
For me, I'm like, for Big Earl, it's like it's time to get the bear centaur in the back.
uh yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
I think Max just drives home and like has like pleasant conversation on the way home, plays some music maybe, and then goes upstairs and tries to figure out how to detether from the Snake Eyes sculptures because she's been littering them around and she realizes now she has to kind of like swipe to switch from camera to camera, and that's not very efficient. She's trying to like turn off the ones that she's left in places that are not important.
Yeah, I think Daff probably fell asleep in the car on the ride home. That like snack, probably a little warm in the car. Just like a nice little cat nap.
And so, with this new line of questioning for the four of you to pursue, that's where we'll end for tonight, with one more session to go to hopefully solve these mysteries and put an end to the murders that are plaguing Crossroads. Thank you so much for everyone who is watching. I hope that you have been enjoying yourselves as much as I've been enjoying myself. I've been having a great time, and presumably my players have because they keep showing up every week, which is great. Soon they'll be freed from their obligation to enjoy my company on Mondays, but that's okay. Before we go, as a quick reminder, be sure to connect with Nerds with Dice. We've got links in chat to merch and then YouTube and Discord, which is all great ways to keep track of what they are doing. They do have coming up on April 16th a Pokemon Unite one shot, which will be put up on YouTube, and further down the line in June, specifically June 20th through 22nd. Nerds with Dice will be raising money for the Trans Justice Project, which is a great cause. I believe that they are looking for players, so if you are free June 20th through 22nd, go ahead and check that out. Um, Other than that, yeah, you can always find more Nerds with Dice adventures, including VODs from this game, on the YouTube, and you can stay updated on everything Nerds with Dice by subscribing to Nerds with Dice on Substack. If you have a story that you wish to tell or a game that you want to showcase, the Creators app is open and you can find it on Blue Sky, or you can ask for a link in Discord, which, again, that's how I got here and managed to convince them to let me pull this fun little funky game on. So here we are. And last but certainly not least, let's go ahead and everyone go ahead and reintroduce yourself. Go ahead and say where we can find you on the internet. And we'll go in backwards order. So, Rain, who are you? Where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm Rain. I'm the GM, producer, whatever, for the Hammer of the Gods podcast. I make my own TTRPGs under Rainy Day Games, and we may be almost done with this, but Elliot, you got to put up with me a whole bunch more because we got several more games in the next month or so.
It's true. Rain and I are in a blood pact, basically, at this point. I don't know. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Blood pact, parentheses, affectionate. But no, Satine, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hey, I'm Satine. Pronouns, my name and none. I'm the co-founder of Batty Bards. It's all black, all trans, all queer, all ass shaking podcast. And currently, we are working on our Pride Month events. So you got to find me on Batty Bards, or you can find me under my name, same thing, Satine Bonnet, on Blue Sky. I'll be yapping over there. Bye.
Nice, hell yeah. And Chanelise, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hi, my name is Chanel Lees, and I can be found on a variety of places. The easiest way to get access to me is by finding me on Linktree. My username on the end of the URL is Chanel Lees, just like my Twitch username. And you can also click on my name or look me up on Twitch, and my Linktree link will be there, and I will like spiderweb you to all the other places where I exist online. And I have been um trying out sounds very temporary. I do actual play, but I just started and I don't really know if I'm doing it right, but I'm having a great time. And also like ranting on Tumblr and whatever. So like if you want to hear me talking all the time, I don't ever stop. Follow me anywhere, and you'll see words and or my voice ad nauseum. It's great.
I think you're doing great at this AP thing, by the way. I've been having a great time, so shout out to you. And Allegro, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hello, I'm Allegro, they, any pronouns. You can find me at Alluring Allegro pretty much anywhere I want you to, including Blue Sky, Twitch. You may not know this, my other part time internet gig is a VTuber. Sometimes I play games. Doing a fun new model reveal next month, and otherwise, sometimes you can find me on various channels doing actual play. Um, yeah, that's where you can find me.
Woohoo!
Wahoo.
Woohoo! And my name is Elliot. You can find me on Blue Sky at Elliot Tabletop, where I am usually yapping about actual play and recently talking a lot about current events. I've really got to figure out my healthy boundaries on that one. But other than this, yeah, I'm also going to be showing up with more things with Rain. We're going to be playing some Vampire the Masquerade, which I'm pretty excited about. But of course, next week you will find us wrapping up this game here on Nerds the Dice, same time, same place. So I hope to see you there. Um, Other than that, though, have a good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And as always, remember to be freaks and be monsters. Good night.